I tell them two things. I tell them don't do drugs.
Drugs are
So
bad, okay?
that way lies madness. And then I'd also tell them you've got what it takes. Don't stop.
I'm so sorry that this is where my brain is, but everything you just said, I went from "if I could turn back time" to "you've got the touch, you got the power." Oh man, with the drugs and with a Mr. Mackey in the middle.
Spot on, man.
Drugs
Spot
are
on.
bad.
Oh god.
Drugs bad, I'm going. You wanna get high?
Don't forget to bring a towel. Welcome to Room 6, the channel dedicated to local music wherever it may be and the people and places that make it. I'm Josh, and today my guests are another Florida-based band I found on TikTok. I don't know why that happens to this channel, but they are proud purveyors of what they call Dade County emo. Their album Parking Lot is out now. Please welcome to the channel, Dive Night. Say hi, guys.
Hey,
Hello.
how's it going?
Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the party.
Thanks for having us.
No worries. And if you want to be like Dive Night and be featured on the channel, whether reviewed, interviewed, or both, hit me up using my email address down below or by clicking the Room 6 social media link. That's where you'll see all the things I'm up to online, ways you can support the channel, like buying some sweet merch at room6.shop, and more. And what the heck, feel free to go ahead and click the like, the share, and the subscribe buttons, even if you choose none by ringing the bell and say, I don't want any notifications. The subscription really does help the channel, and it gives me a little bit of dopamine, so thank you. All right, back to you guys. That's my YouTube spiel out of the way. So right off the bat, I got to ask, why the name?
So this was probably one of the hardest things for us to come up with. I think we spent about 2 weeks going back and forth in our group chat, just trying to shooting out random ideas. And we were really just kind of looking for something that sounded cool to all of us. Most of us are pretty big fans of Thrice, and we kind of based it on their song called Night Diving. And so we kind of just flipped that around and chose Dive Night because it sounded cool. But once we started writing more songs, I started writing a song called Bomb Flower. And one of the lyrics it sort of fit into the lyrics pretty well. The lyric was, she dives all night, but I'm content to float. Sort of a song about being in a relationship where one person is way more invested than the other, and the guilt that sort of comes with that. And for me, it sort of took on a different meaning in that sense, where it became more of this sort of mission statement for the band, that we were going to fully commit to it for the first time, because we had all been in other bands before, kind of just doing it for fun and messing around. And I think for us, this was more okay, let's actually try to give it a real shot this time.
I like it. It's not. I wasn't sure if maybe you were all scuba diving enthusiasts or something.
No,
or
it has.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't say it has anything to do with scuba diving or actual diving. It's more like a metaphor.
Yeah, either that or maybe it was it's this is the night when we go to the dive bars. It's dive night. So
that was definitely part of the appeal, was the play on diving deep into the heavy topics and doing it in a lighthearted way, which we try to do to the best of our ability. Nice. But also the idea of we play dive bars, we're a dive bar kind of band, so Dive Night, it made sense. Should we talk about what our first tentative name was, because I love that name.
Please.
It's such a silly name.
Yeah.
So when I joined the band, I was the last member to join in the summer of 2023. And at that time, we were still called Crime Bears. AJ, you want to tell them? You want to tell them where you got Crime Bears from?
Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke between me and my friend Manny, that there's this old Alec Baldwin movie called The Shadow. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh yes, I know what works in the hearts of mortal men.
There you go. So it's based on a radio series from I think it was, I don't know, 30s, 20s, 30s, something like that.
Yeah, basically.
And the quote was, the weed of crime bears bitter fruit. And I just for some reason thought Crime Bears was really funny.
The merch makes itself.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Oh, that's awesome. You should do like a pop-up show as Crime Bears.
That'd be fun.
Like a
We definitely consider that.
You know,
our heavy side.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying that we like joke about that every once in a while. Like the Crime Bears is going to be like our heavy side, side band that we have. With, like all our really heavy ideas that we just funnel into that.
Right
Yeah.
on. Yeah, like
And we have
when
an
Foo Fighters
acoustic
would
alter
do.
ego band. Go
Yeah,
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
we
I
have a
was
lot of alter egos because we all listen to a lot of different types of music.
nice.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say like the Foo Fighters would do surprise shows as this other band name, and people would be like,
Yeah.
Is that Dave Grohl?
Exactly.
So, right on. Well, right off the bat, I've been remiss. If you don't know who Dive Night are, thank you for watching. And why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves and what you do in the band?
I'm AJ. I sing and I play guitar.
I'm Mike. I scream and I also play guitar.
I'm
I'm
Raul, and
Chris.
Chris, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm Chris, and I play drums.
I'm Raul, and I play bass and sing.
And I'm Josh. I scream into the void.
Hopefully, while listening to a parking lot.
Yes,
We do that too. I scream into the void often.
Yeah.
just remember, you can scream into the void, and you can stare into the abyss, but never the other way around.
I don't know. It's kind of fun when it stares back.
As long as the abyss doesn't scream back. All right. So, I want to start off with one of my more usual interview questions, besides why the name. And actually, I lied. Backstep. How many dads do we have in the band?
Two.
These guys.
I
don't know if
okay.
it's the same
Mike
orientation.
have kids.
As far as
Yeah.
you know. But
Oh,
so I like to ask dads in acts. This question is funny. How do your kids feel about dad trying to hold on to his youth?
I'll let Mike start off on that one.
my son is a bit younger than AJ's kids. Not by much though. He's only 4, but I don't think he really gets what necessarily is going on. Like he understands that I go to band practice, so he'll say bye, be like, "Have fun at band practice, Dad." But anytime he sees any of our videos or hears our music, he's like, "Dad, rock and roll, Dad, rock and roll." So he's cool with it, and he really likes the music, so that's a plus.
Nice.
Yeah, I have 2 daughters. My older daughter, she's 7, and she's pretty into it. Like she compliments me a lot, and she like will kind of walk around the house like singing our songs and stuff. But my younger daughter's 5. She does not care. Like barely even notices.
Yeah, mine's 18, about to go off to college this year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but since like has never really cared. Like I've had bands in our kitchen interviewing them and they're performing, and bands that I'm just like, I can't believe they're here. Really good, like solid players, not just making a lot of noise or just some one person like trying to find their way around a guitar, but like solid acts that have label deals and stuff. And she could not care. Like and I whenever when she was younger, I would go do performances, and she couldn't go, so she didn't care. And yeah, it would be I'm trying to honestly, I can't even think of a single act that if I said, guess who's coming to the show, guess who's coming to our place right now, that she wouldn't. I don't have a fangirl for my daughter, not at all. Maybe
I think
K-pop demons.
Yeah, my
Oh,
kids are
yeah.
into that stuff too.
Yeah, my son too.
The way I look at it is that I kind of would really hate when my parents force things on me. So for me, it's like if I can just kind of do my thing and she can see me like doing my thing, like even into like my old age, I would hope that that would like at least inspire them to kind of do whatever they want to do. It's not necessarily for me to be like, look at all the cool things that I like. For me, it's more like, oh, I hope that you still do all the things you like to do at my age.
Yeah, unfortunately, we tried lessons when she was very young, for voice and for music and piano, and she likes doing stuff like dancing and singing. She doesn't want to actually like do lessons, and she doesn't want to do competitions. And so when it got to the point where suddenly she was crying before going to like dance lessons, you got to step back and be like, okay, wait, why are we paying money for this? Why are we doing this? Why are we making me go through this? I had just to stay on this topic for one more minute. I don't remember the name of the act. Band member I was interviewing did something I wish I had done. He said, when they got to like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old, I put an acoustic guitar in his bedroom and just left it and waited. And eventually he started trying to make some noise, and then he would bring it to me and try to figure it out. And I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd been a little bit more hands off and been like, here's the instruments. But then again, I'm looking at like these instruments have been here her whole life. Like we tried all of it, drums and piano and so I don't know. No two kids are alike, So
No.
that
Yeah,
being
of
said,
course.
all right, that's enough dad talk. So, I want to talk about your earliest musical influence, and by that I mean, do you remember a moment where you said, "I want to do that"?
I think I do. I basically, so I'm the youngest of three, and my two older brothers, they were like always into like Green Day and Nirvana and stuff like that. And like when they first got the Dookie album, it had just come out, and then we started listening to it, and I was like watching the video that they had on MTV, and I'm just like, wow, but that's what I want to do. It looks so fun. And then basically that led me to learning how to play drums and all that stuff. But yeah, even right now we're kind of working on a song that's like giving AJ and me very big Green Day vibes. So that's definitely exciting.
Yeah, Green Day was a big one for me. That Green Day was the whole reason that I started playing guitar. I basically wanted to be Billy Joe Armstrong. Like I played guitar basically so I could have something to like sing to, because I wanted to write music ever since like I discovered Michael Jackson. I remember I was like 8 years old, and I had a cousin that lent me like a VHS of like a compilation of all of his like music videos from like VH1. It was like some marathon they had on VH1 that he had recorded, and I just became like obsessed with performing music at that point. And I started learning guitar around like 11, and that was when I got into like Green Day, Nirvana, stuff like that.
Remind me, my family has a little bit of a history with Green Day. But go ahead, next.
Basically, I didn't even really plan on playing guitar, but a bunch of my friends in high school wanted to do like a talent show, so that like I was we needed someone to play guitar, and like I had one, so I learned how to play guitar, and then we just kind of kept going. And then I guess after just doing it for so long, it just felt right, I guess. And I've just been doing it ever since. But I've been playing music my entire life, so.
Awesome. I started playing music in the fourth grade. I was in like this advanced like music program in my elementary school where it was a string section, and I played the cello. Um, and I remember being really heartbroken because the next year in fifth grade, I actually was taken out of that band because I was doing so bad in school that they took me out of like the advanced program, and I remember just being like devastated by that. And then a few years later, well, kind of like before that, I had gotten into my neighbor's older brother was into a few different bands. This is like right when Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory had come out. So it was Linkin Park, Metallica, Ramstein, and Tenacious D. Those are like my big four kind of like rock band sort of intros. And it was such like a diverse thing, and it kind of like opened up my palette a lot. Also, my two older brothers are significantly older than me, and so like I had Nevermind on CD. Even Beastie Boys, like some of their older Beastie Boys, more like punk rock stuff. Um, and what else? Oh, Green Day also. My brother was a huge fan of early Green Day, so we used to like drive around in his car listening to like to Dookie, as a matter of fact. Um, and then in eighth grade, a good friend of mine, Manny, who's the same guy that AJ was talking about with the Crime Bears joke, um, we went to school together, and he had just met me, and I told him that I played the cello, and unbeknownst to me, he goes like, "Oh yeah, just turn it on the side and cello, you got a bass." And I thought he
Womp
was the
womp.
funniest person in the world. I really thought he was the funniest person in the world. And I was like, man, that is hilarious. We're going to start a band. And we did. And then I came to watch School of Rock like 2 years later. And I was like, I saw Jack Black say that same quote. I'm like, this motherfucker took that line and tricked me with it. I was bamboozled. But I'm glad it was, because, I started playing drums, guitar, bass, singing, a little bit of piano, all at the same time in like eighth grade. And I kind of haven't really stopped.
Nice.
Yeah.
We got everybody right.
Yeah, that's all of us.
Yeah.
Cool. So my wife and her sister, so my sister-in-law, both have memories, experiences involving Green Day. And Green Day fans know, whoops, I smacked my mic. Green Day fans know they used to, starting out, they were like, I think they were called Sweet Children, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. And my wife was in the crowd at the Crockett Community Center in California at their first show. And she was one of the kids throwing soda cans and banana peels because they were so bad.
Crazy.
So good on
That's
them
funny.
for like, glowing up and getting, becoming like solid musicians and becoming, Green Day. My sister-in-law was at Amoeba Records, and anybody knows San Francisco knows Amoeba Records. And she was trying to get out the door, and some guy was in front of her, and in like a leather jacket. And finally, she's like, "Excuse me." Like, finally gets by and goes to the door. She says, "Who does that guy think he is? Billy Joe?" It was Billy Joe.
Hilarious.
So that's our Green Day connection. And yeah, and the crowd goes mild. Anyway, so stick around. We're going to be seeing a music video from Dive Night called Trapper Keeper, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So stick around. You're going to like it. And by the way, make sure you check out the social media links down below to, see all the things that they're up to. And, maybe see them live. Tell them Room 6 sent you. All right. AJ.
Yes.
I was wondering if you can compare and contrast the kind of the whole songwriting and just the overall differences between Abuelebos and Ember White Band.
Okay, so Abuelobos was wow, you're doing your research. So
Abuelobos, sorry, I said Abuelebos. Sorry.
that's okay. It's a weird word.
It's not a
So
real one.
it's not a real one. It's a combination of abuelo,
Yo
which means
comprendo.
oh, you know what it means? Yeah, it's grandpa wolves. Um, but basically, Abuelobos I think was just mostly me. Mike was in that band, but he came in kind of late. He played bass. I sang and played guitar, and our friend Manny, that we've been talking about this entire time, played drums in that band. So that was a lot of just me trying to come up with weird ideas that kind of were different from what I'd written before. Ember White was an extension of basically like my after high school band, which was with my friend Richard. We were in a local Miami band back in the day called Kill Jasper. And after we broke up, he and I kind of kept writing kind of in the same vein as Kill Jasper, and that became Ember White. So it's kind of just an extension of that, really. It was like a collaboration between me and my friend Richard.
Very cool. Very cool. From there, another little personal question for you. Hope you don't mind.
Sure.
What's been your favorite Halloween costume, and was one of them the hashtag costume?
The hashtag costume. Maybe? Is this like from Facebook or something?
Yeah, you posted it. You posted a picture of it, but you never like. I don't think you actually bought it. I was just
it's like me like post. Oh, I think it's because we were like shopping for Halloween costumes, and I thought it was like a really stupid costume.
It is a stupid costume. It's pound sign, damn it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Old man yells at memes. But I just thought I'd pull that out of the old, the old memory bin there.
Yeah, for sure.
So from there, Raul.
Yes, sir.
Same question, basically. Can you compare and contrast, blah, 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 Left-Handed Jacket and Dive Night?
Oh, man. Well, it's actually funny that you mentioned that because AJ was actually the producer for the Left-Handed Jacket EP called Last Call. And
oh, wow.
that was when he and I first kind of started collaborating musically, like in a more involved way. We had always kind of like been crossing paths. I was a big Kill Jasper fan back when I was in high school. I'm the youngest one in the band. And yeah, it was just cool. Like he had been in another band with Manny. Manny mentioned, we got to tell Manny about this episode so he can hear how many times we say his name. And so we had gotten kind of close at that time, and then he ended up doing the record. That was an interesting band. It was a lot of Left-Handed Jacket was kind of like my first project that I did that was like my idea. I had been in bands growing up, but they were never really bands that I started or that I founded. So Left-Handed Jacket was kind of like my first little little project, my little baby that was mine,
It's just a
and
baby.
just a little baby. And I spent a lot of time trying to like push that band to another level, and I realized that like it was difficult for me to push my other bandmates, to kind of like rise to the occasion and to keep things moving forward. So I eventually kicked everyone else out of the band. Instead of quitting myself, I was like, "This is my band." So I kicked everybody else out. It was horrible. I'm not proud of how I handled it, but it's what I attempted to do. And then a couple months later, I ended up just like not continuing the project. With Dive Night, like we all show up and we all like push each other to be better, and like the difference is that, you know, I joke that we're like a SEAL team of bandmates. Like we all do a bunch of stuff. Everybody's like got their hands in everything else, and it's just way more like equal ground for all of us to stand on. So yeah, I love that we have like a solid team. That's like, I'd say, the biggest difference.
Cool, nice. Follow-up question:
Sure.
why do you think Cartoon Network is better than Nickelodeon? Why do you hate Joy?
I don't hate Joy. I'm fine with Nickelodeon, but it's just a vibes thing, man. It's just a vibes
Well,
thing.
remember,
Johnny
he's also
Bravo.
younger. He's younger, so it's
No, but
a
I
little different.
watched like earlier Nickelodeon stuff, but it's just, Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed, Ed and Eddie was like a top tier one for me. There were some Nickelodeon ones that I like. Angry Beavers were good. What was the other one? Rugrats, of course. There was some good stuff, but just for me, like on just a pure vibes thing, Cartoon Network hits harder. Plus, Cartoon Network had Toonami, and Cartoon Network had Adult Swim, which is what got me into anime. So
all valid points.
Can't hate on that.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but
Sure.
if you think he's wrong, you can go ahead and comment down below. Send all your hate mail to Dive Night at. No, I'm just kidding. Hit him on those social media links I've got down below.
Mike loves the hate mail. Don't threaten him with a good
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm a huge fan of hate.
Noise. Hate. Well, speaking of Mike, good segue. I was wondering, do you have any karaoke nightmare stories?
I mean,
because you're talking to a guy who, I was on the circuit for a while. I got this close to actually just hosting one because I was like, I'm always at karaoke. I might as well just get paid for it. But I'm the guy that would walk up, and be like, surprise me, and they would pull something out because they knew what I was singing like. So
I mean, I did it for 2 years, and like the funny thing is I really can't stand karaoke. So
I honestly
pretty
I hate
much.
being in the crowd when I'm not singing. You're just like, get off the stage. So yeah.
Yeah.
But I was wondering, because I've seen some shit at karaoke that you're just like, I wish I had a video camera right now.
I mean, nothing really comes to mind, unfortunately. Also, like a lot of that job was like kind of a blur because it's like the late night job type deal. So like I was also partaking in the festivities with my clients.
I see.
So but I did work at this place called Hoolies or Little Hoolies. That was kind of like a real scummy bar / restaurant out here in Miami. And those nights, I did Sunday nights there, and those nights would get pretty crazy. There was one night that it had nothing to do with karaoke, but one of the cooks there, him and his girlfriend at the time, they were pretty banged up all the time. She came in, got him to go outside, and stabbed him in the parking lot, and then he came back. Yeah, he came back into the restaurant, and it was like this whole thing, and it was insanity.
Finish the song.
The cops showed up, like it was just no. They wanted me to keep going. So imagine, I'm still there, like trying to. All right. Next up is so and so singing "Toxic" by Britney Spears, and like some dudes like out on like the sidewalk bleeding out. It was wild. That place was kind of.
I just saying nothing comes to mind. And I was
crazy.
And then he turns it up to 11.
it slowly, yeah, it came back. Yeah, you
Pause with
know.
Michael.
Not to make this about me, but I also have that kind of story playing a biker bar. And I mean, when I say biker bar, I mean there were vests, and there were like they would come in, have a couple drinks, and go on to the next place, kind of biker bar. But also where the bartender, super hot, wore a thong every night, and I know she wore a thong because while my cover band played, she as soon as she got off work, she would come tip us a 20 and proceed to flash us her thong. So it was that kind of biker bar. It was fun, but we're getting like $50 for the entire band for 4 hours, kind of thing.
Wow.
But yeah, it's Vegas. Oh, Vegas is an oversaturated market, and it's really hard if you're not willing to be a certain look, a certain age, have a female front singer, one of those kind of things. It's really hard to find like to make a living at it. So I always I give kudos to any Vegas acts that make a living just doing music. But anyway, New Year's Eve. Go
That's
ahead.
kind of a joke. That's kind of a joke that we have whenever like our social media posts are not doing well. We're like, maybe we need a female singer.
I mean, but couldn't hurt. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But no, you be you. You're enough. You're enough.
Thanks.
So, but anyway, New Year's Eve, biker bar, 4-hour show, not a single tip. While we're playing, first off, comes stumbling some woman who very obviously was a professional dancer and had work done from the neck down. From the neck up, life had been interesting. So, at one we're playing like Brown Eyed Girl and Green CCR and just your classic your standard cover band stuff for a biker bar. Suddenly she's taking her clothes off and then she's naked, and every guy there is not at all near her because they're there with their ladies, and their ladies are staring daggers. And as soon as we're done with the song, she gets up, or she gets her clothes and puts them on and stumbles out the door. And I remember saying on the mic, I hope she's not driving, because man, she came in wasted. But shortly after that, I know this is a TLDR. We're playing another song. Suddenly, a guy that works there goes running across the dance floor with a mop to the bathrooms. Guy got stabbed. He survived though, but it was just like
By her? Wait, by her?
no. We don't know.
Oh.
He was in the men's room, so presumably by another guy. But like, guy got stabbed, and you're just like, and you see a guy running with a mop across, nothing good is happening. So we're playing, and then find out at the break what happened. I'm like, so one more set, guys.
Yeah. Eventful night.
Memories. Anyway, so from Karaoke Nightmare Story, you mentioned it was called Little Hoolies.
Yeah. It's no longer open anymore.
I was gonna say, yeah, we're kind of trashing Hoolies here. I would hate to think that they're still around.
No, they closed.
They know what they were
A while ago.
So,
yeah.
But sticking with the little theme here, Mike. I didn't see any pics of Little Mikey's mullet. You won the right to give him.
Oh no, I never. No, I like it. It didn't happen.
Oh,
my wife wasn't
faker.
about it. Yeah.
I don't blame her.
What are you
Mom
gonna do?
wasn't about it.
No.
No.
I also I didn't see any pics of you wearing a mullet. So.
No, no.
But I was like,
I thought
oh,
that was Mike's dream.
I was like,
I'm
show me a
sure-
picture of a kid with a mullet, and I'm gonna put that.
I'm sure there are some Mike mullet pics out there.
Probably.
No,
for
I've
sure.
never had a mullet.
All
I
right.
feel like
Never done the
You
mullet.
got a
maybe
mullet
you
like,
just-
in this band.
maybe you just talk about wanting a mullet a lot.
Yeah, maybe.
Winging over to Chris. Last but not probably least.
Definitely not least.
Definitely not least.
Back to the compare contrast question. Can we talk about kind of the songwriting differences between Veils and Dive Night? I know that you're when you're drumming, you're not doing a lot of the songwriting per se, but just what is your takeaway from why is Veils different than Dive Night?
You'd be surprised, by the way. He does a lot of songwriting. Just saying.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that like even back then when I was doing Veils, I did like my fair share of songwriting, but that since it was heavier, like there was a lot more of just like me trying to like impress myself with how many notes I can fit in this one bar and try to pull it off live. But I think the difference between that and this is like obviously this is more intentional in like serving the song. I still have like my bursts of wanting to like just like to do like 68 notes or whatever, like a billion notes a mile an hour. Basically from doing that to like serving the song. But it's like the biggest shift for me. But I think that like overall it's like it's for the better. Like I'm glad I wrote the way I wrote in Veils because like it gave me a lot of good ideas and helped me learn to think of things in different ways. But having more of like a pop kind of emo vibe for Dive Night is definitely something that like I've always kind of wanted to do underneath all that like layer of shredding I want to do. Like it's just like a nice 2 and 4.
Nice. It's
And
simple.
we still really like when Chris shreds.
Oh hell
yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
It's better when there's room to breathe and then do a quick little fill or something and then lock
Or
back
a
in.
whole solo.
Yeah.
Shout out
Yeah,
Bonfire.
or whole
There was-
solo. Yeah.
There was actually like I remember the verses in Bombflower. I remember saying a couple times like, does this feel too slow? Like, should we speed up the tempo? But then like when Chris put his drums over it, he did like these ghost notes that made it feel like so much more urgent and kind of almost made it feel like it was a faster tempo. So it was like
Yeah.
he just did exactly what it needed in that specific song. So
Big time.
like yeah, we love when Chris shreds.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
All right, last one for Chris. Which is a better workout, drumming or taekwondo?
Ooh. I honestly think that that's a tough one because they both have like the actual physical release of hitting something, so you get that that definite movement, and you're like, even if you're having a bad day, you could take it on the drums. Obviously, you could take it out on a dummy or a bag, whatever, as well. But I think that I think I was like the most flexible when I was doing Taekwondo. So I think that just on the pure basis that it helped my everyday life. Obviously with drums, like you get a lot of ergonomic stuff. Like if you sit wrong, your back gets all messed up, and you can hurt your wrist from playing too hard. So it's like you gotta balance your emotions a lot. But I think that better workout Taekwondo, but drumming is always good, yeah, for sure.
Awesome. And make sure you guys do stick around for that music video for Trapper Keeper. It's going to be a good one. That's the last of the non-musical questions. So let's move on to some actual, like, why you're here. Now, your album Parking Lot is out now, but you're working on another album right now, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Any plans eventually to come up to the Pacific Northwest, to like Portland or Vancouver, Washington, where I am?
Oh, I would
We'd
love
absolutely
that.
love to.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Well, if you do,
Yeah,
let me know,
definitely.
because I'll show up and I'll review the show and be nice to meet you guys in person.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
That'd be great,
Yeah.
man. Like the main thing right now is building enough of a following to justify touring. Like we would love to be on tour. That would be fantastic. And we get people every day asking us like, "Hey, when are you coming here?" and stuff. But we got to guarantee that we can do shows out there. I mean, Raul can speak more to that. That's kind of more his area.
Yeah, I'm the band business boy. I do the marketing. I come from like a marketing background, and so I was kind of the one who spearheaded the strategy, I guess you could say.
Strategy.
Unfortunately, in this day and age, you can't just like put out songs and expect something to happen. You got to be a content creator. You got to do all that other kind of stuff, and we try to do that in the most authentic and like least painful way possible. And I think we're doing pretty good. Pretty soon, right? April, actually a month from today, right? Will be a year that we've been posting every single day.
That's right.
So, super cool. But yeah, the plan is just to kind of build a critical mass of fans that want us to go to a certain place and see where that place is and go. Hopefully part of that list is the Pacific Northwest. That'd be sweet.
Well, let me know. I'd love to have you. All
100%.
right. So a couple more questions, and then we're going to see that music video for Trapper Keeper. And first of all, none of you look old enough to even use a Trapper Keeper.
Thank you very much for the compliment.
That's a nice. Do you want to guess how old the oldest one of us is?
It's hard to tell with little pictures on the screen here. 34.
Oh,
Wow.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
You're a nice guy, man.
I'm the youngest guy in the band. I'm 35.
Okay.
And I'm the oldest guy in the band. I'm 39.
Oh wow, big difference.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 53, so shut up.
Nice. You're my brother's age.
I'm that age where you really think about jumping off stage twice into the crowd. You're like, where's those steps? So, all right. So one of the two questions I have left is, we talked about like earliest musical influence. I was wondering, do you have a moment that's like this one time, your favorite show memory of performing as Dive Night? Do you have a memory that was just like, that was crazy, that checked off a bunch of rock star wish list things, or that went way off the rails, or something like that? What do you got that's just like, tells people what it's like at a Dive Night show?
I have one like right off the bat.
I saw the smile on your face, and I was like, I know it. I know what you're gonna say. Go.
Of course. So we've actually been playing and making music since 2023, but we only just started putting out music last year, and we played our first shows at the end of 2025, and we played our album release show at this amazing local venue, one of the only, in my opinion, like really awesome professional grade venues in Miami, called Las Rosas, the Roses. And we played our album release show there on the 15th of November, and we have this in-ear monitor system. We call them Vader. It's like this big black rat case, and it has our click tracks and all of our, like, it's like the brains of our live show basically. And of course, on the day of our show, Vader decided to take just an absolute shit, and it didn't work. We couldn't get it to work. So for the first time in 3 years of us being a band, we played the entire set just raw dog in our ears with monitors, and just played out loud to the crowd. We always play with click tracks. We always play like with monitors, and we just went ham. And it was actually an amazing show. We played really well, and the crowd was fantastic. So it was one of these, like, it was both a shit show and an extremely affirming moment, because obviously, like, we had to just improvise because we didn't have this thing taking. And mind you, I'm a person who gets really anxious before a show, so I was like having a literal panic attack in real time. And then we also played an amazing show, so it was like, it just felt like this culmination of all this work that we've been doing. So it was awesome. It was like the final trial by fire of Dive Night, coming into the world.
Oh yeah, something has to go wrong, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, that stands out for me too, because like it was like a highly anticipated moment, and it was like kind of a bummer, but I remember feeling like it was a bummer for about 5 seconds, and then turning around towards the mic and being like, fuck it, let's go. Like, and we just did it. Yeah.
Nice. That's a big one.
Next.
Oh yeah, like standout moments from other guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think for all of us, that was probably the biggest.
I feel like that's probably our like number one biggest one. I feel like we all probably have that.
I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Full disclosure, we've played 5 shows.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not the quantity, right? I mean, put out the quality and people will notice. But don't forget to have fun on stage. So that was probably, I think after the first song, you guys probably loosened up, and it was a little freeing, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Now, I've never played
just with like feeding off the crowd. It was great.
Nice. Mm-hmm. I've never played with in-ears. By the time I started thinking about it as a good idea, I wasn't in a band anymore, and probably would have helped. But it's when technical things go wrong, that's where you learn, like, okay, what's the backup? And for your case, it was just, all right, we'll just fucking do it. Had a show where the whole front line was on one power strip, and the power strip went out right before the show started, right before the set started. And so you want to talk about scrambling and like sound guy. So yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Last question. You made it. Yay. And stick around. We're going to be seeing that music video for Trapper Keeper. And also, like I said, hit those social media links down below. Tell him all the reasons that he's wrong about Cartoon Network. I kid. All right. I want to circle back to that earliest musical influence question. And you OG Room Sixers, you know what's coming. We're going to hop in our time machines. We're going to go back and talk to that little kid that said, I want to do that. What is one thing that you wish you could tell yourself that, hey, kid, you're going to need to know this? And don't say change your strings.
I'm going to quote the wise Don Tavius. if I can go back in time, I would tell myself, stay gaming, bro. Don't worry about no girls. Don't worry about nothing. Just stay gaming. That's it.
So I think something I would tell my younger, and this is this like as a musician or is it like a person, or do you?
This is you saying, I want to do that, and then suddenly, flash a bright light. There you are from the future saying, hey, before you do go down this twisted road that is being a musician, you might want to know this. And it could be, maybe you're going to say, stick with it, or maybe you're going to say, don't date that girl. She's going to derail everything for a while, or, whatever.
Okay, yeah. Definitely something I would tell myself is no, that's not it. No, it's basically just don't stop. Like I've had periods in my life when I started learning playing drums, years when life happens and basically I just stopped playing, right? Like, and I always knew like every day I had like something in the back of my head, like you could just do it like 5 minutes, you can just like set aside the time, and I like multiple times have let like that gap come and I didn't tend to it. And obviously, as someone who like plays an instrument and like challenges himself like constantly, just again for myself. I'm not competing with anyone but myself. But I think that uh letting that lapse is something I definitely regret. But obviously, I am where I am and I'm happy with that as well. But it's just something that is you could always make time for things that you want to do, really, is what I would tell myself.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, I made a whole merch line called "Make Music, Damn It," or no, it was "Make Music, Not Excuses," because I, in the old Room 6, I'd be sitting at the computer like editing and stuff, and behind me was all the gear, all the I had a guitar wall. We're renting now, so I can't have a guitar wall, but like just it's hard, man, and you, it every day is like it's a bad habit. It takes a lot of effort to break a bad habit and to make a good one. So I I, I kudos to you for picking it back up.
Yeah, thanks. And
Yep.
anyone who's not doing that, get back on it.
Yeah, you new musicians
Amen.
every day. It's like I liken it to when you're in the gym and you see like the 75-year-old who's lifting more than you. It's just because he never stopped.
Exactly.
He just keep
So,
doing it, and he's like, well, this is getting easy, and it's the same thing. And I am going through my own reemergence of writing, original music, but also touching all my stuff. And I'm looking at a bass right now I haven't touched in probably over a decade, except to move it here. And it's about time to lay down a bass track. So that's what I have to
Do
do.
it.
I have to tell myself, okay, here's some lyrics you wrote. Let's make a song. That's how I get myself to actually practice.
Do
Because
it.
Nice.
I'm not the guy who's like woodshedding and fundamentals or just because I need to have a goal. When you're in a band, that's one thing. Or if you're gonna do like I'm making a thing, then you got to focus. So,
For sure.
next batter up.
AJ, you want to go?
Sure. I talk about this with my wife a lot, how I feel a lot more connected to my like younger self than I ever have in my life. Like I feel like I came full circle right back to like 15-year-old me. So if I saw that person again, I would probably say, forget what anybody tells you about who you're supposed to be. You already know who you're supposed to be.
Mm, that's beautiful.
That's deep,
Uh,
man.
yeah, hell yeah. I guess I'm the last one. So if I could go back in time and talk to my younger self who was just starting to play music, I would probably just tell him. I tell him two things. I tell him don't do drugs.
Drugs are
It's
bad,
like
okay?
that way lies madness. And then I'd also tell him you've got what it takes. Don't stop.
I'm so sorry that this is where my brain is, but everything you just said, I went from if I could turn back time to you've got the touch, you got the power. Oh man, with the drugs and with a Mr. Mackey in the middle.
Spot on, man. Spot
Drugs are
on.
bad.
Oh god.
Drugs are bad, I'm going. You want to get high?
Don't forget to bring a towel. So I couldn't say it any better with all that. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you guys for being on the channel. And stick around. We're going to see that music video for Trapper Keeper, and then we'll catch you in the outro. In the meantime, we'll see you in a minute. I want to thank Dive Night for coming on the channel. It was a great interview and an awesome music video. Make sure you hit those social media links down below so you can find out what they're up to and tell them Room 6 sent you. In the meantime, if you want to see more videos like this, please click up here. If you want to subscribe, click over there. Don't forget to ring the bell, but you know, you don't have to. And if you want to hear my own music, click over there. Remember to be amazing, and we'll see you next time on Room 6. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum.
Bop.
There's always one.